Today's video, the 10 differences between USA theaters versus European cinemas.
We are Greg and Lisa, an American couple living abroad in Spain. If you are curious about the crazy, funny, and surprising differences between the US and Europe, you came to the right place. And we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, so feel free to subscribe so you can come along with us.
Okay. So I think this young lady is from Ireland, but she goes to the US quite a bit.
Okay, awesome. This is Diane Jennings. We will include a link in the description to her channel so you can go and support her.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see.
Okay.
And I actually think a lot of Americans don't like it. I think you would prefer, in a lot of cases, the European version. But that's when I'm at home. I don't do it at the cinema. Like, shut up. Actually, in the States, you call it movie theater. It sounds much more dramatic. Today, we're going to talk about how the movie-going experience is different in America versus Europe.
Oh, I mean, I hope they have good popcorn like they do. Because I don't go to the movie. I don't care what's on the screen. Just give me some popcorn.
I know. We haven't even been to the movie theaters.
Because we're scared because they speak Spanish. Is that why?
I don't know. Probably.
We need to go.
I know we need to go. It's a good way for learning to hear it. Comprehensible input.
That's true.
Yeah.
And when I started looking into this, I realized there are so many differences. Thanks to everybody who engaged with me on the question about cinema that I posted in the community section here on YouTube. So I'm going to start with that one. General admission versus assigned.
Huh? Assigned seating?
There's assigned seating.
Some.
Yeah.
Certain theaters.
Yeah, I used to go at the Regal theaters online.
Right.
You pick on the app where you want to sit. You put all your seats together on the app.
Yeah, but I think that probably came about because of COVID, because you couldn't sit close to people, so they.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Seating. This one blew my mind because I always took it for granted. Whenever I've gone to the cinema throughout my entire life, no matter what country I am in Europe, when you get there, the first thing you do is book your seat. The cinema attendant will turn the little screen around and show you the seating chart, and you will pick what seat you want to sit in. For me, usually down the back in a corner because I have Chewy in a bag and I'm hiding him. But when I talked to y'all Americans, you told me that it's actually just become a thing really in the last couple of years there.
Right.
And
That's
that
true.
some of you guys said that you've never experienced assigned seating in a cinema in your life. Some of you said that the reason your local cinema brought it in was due to the events of the last couple of years. The plague. Where people basically had to sit distanced from each other and stuff.
Okay, so that's what you were saying.
However, it did blow my mind that literally some of you guys have never experienced that. You just go into the cinema and sit wherever you want. Freedom!
That's how
America! No, honestly, that would give me like a massive bout of anxiety if I didn't have an assigned seat. I have
Yeah, when we were younger, 100%. You just walk in and you're like, oh my God, where do we sit?
Yeah, you're trying to get there early so you can get the good seats and everything.
Yeah, you're screwed if you get there late. And it's like, overall, you just do this massive theater with heads and you don't know where to go.
Right.
Yeah.
certainly booked tickets and been assigned a seat before and then gone, the cinema's pretty empty, I'm probably going to move to a different seat. But yeah, who knew that was a big difference? Second up, intermissions. Now, I know intermissions were a way bigger thing back in the day. My parents would talk about like when they went to the cinema as teenagers, there was always intermissions. But in Europe and a lot of... Chewy's out, he's done. Oh, you want to sit with me? He's sitting with me. But in Europe, some cinemas still have these, and I actually find them quite charming. And additionally, I think they are a good business move.
I think that would be good.
That is a good business move. You go get your popcorn, you go unless
use
you
the
have
bathroom.
unlimited,
That's
use
it.
the bathroom.
Because I'm like, oh man, I got 20 minutes left. Something good about to happen. I got to go to the bathroom. Tell me about it when we get home.
I know.
Yeah.
It increases revenue because people go buy more snacks, and apparently cinemas make all the money on the snacks, right? So it surprises me that the USA doesn't do this, but maybe the way they've worked it out, they get more revenue by turning over the screens more often. But let me know why you think it would be in the comments, because I'm really curious to hear. The next big difference is the release date. So most blockbuster films nowadays are released on the same date, which is just great for us, because I remember as a kid there used to be a lot of spoilers because the movie would come out like weeks before in America.
Oh,
it comes out early in America.
Oh, okay. So she's talking about the same release date like around the world. Oh, okay.
But now most films are released in the same time frame, but not all. Additionally, release windows are very different in Europe versus the United States. By that I mean that a movie will come to a European cinema and it will stay there for a really long time, whereas I understand the turnover of films is much higher in the United States cinemas. You guys get shorter release windows until you can watch them on other mediums. I have often queried this myself, because a lot of times if a movie's been out a while, I'll go to the cinema to see it because, you know, it won't be so busy, and literally I'll get there and there'll be like 3 other people in the audience, which is great for me, but I'm like, that's not making the cinema a lot of money. This is, by the way, called an extended theatrical run. You learn something new every day. Don't say I never taught you anything. The next humongous difference.
She's funny.
She's cute.
Yeah.
And this is a really big difference, and I actually think a lot of Americans don't like it. I think you would prefer, in a lot of cases, the European version. Subtitles versus dubbing. In Europe, non-English films often have English subtitles on the screen, even if they're not billed as having so. This is because
the guy was half watching, half reading.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah.
in a lot of cases, people who only speak English live in other countries. English is a very dominant language throughout Europe, but this allows viewers to hear the original actors speak and read the text in their own language.
계약에서는 변호인을 선임할 권리가 있고.
However, in the USA, you guys typically dub the movies that are in foreign languages.
Right.
And I have tried watching a couple of things like this and I just can't deal with it. Like, you want to hear the original actor and how they said it. And also their lips are moving differently than what's coming out of their mouth. And when I asked a lot of you guys, you said that you would prefer the subtitles to dubbing. Now, obviously, when you're at home, you can change the setting on your Netflix or whatever it is.
Yeah, dubbing is weird and annoying because a lot of times they dub over with voices that the character doesn't look like they would have.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like a mother who looks like she's kind of tough and she has like a higher pitch voice. And it was like, this doesn't work, you know?
Which one would you prefer?
I'd prefer to have the subtitles and just hear their original voice so you hear... I don't know. It makes an impact on what they really sound like.
Right.
But when you're in the cinema, you don't have a choice, you know? But in America, mostly subtitles are reserved for art house or independent movies. Let me know in the comments what you think of subtitles versus dubbing. While you're there, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of these things and stuff. It's free. It's for 1 week only. Also, do check out patreon.com/DianaJennings if you want to see me and Chewy and more of us and support the channel if you can afford to sacrifice your sandwich this week. The next big difference is alcohol sales. In most European countries, it is very common to be able to have a beer or wine while watching the film. There's usually a bar on site. Or there'll be like taps near where you can buy all your beverages and popcorn and stuff. At my local in Dublin, you can buy any drink you want in the bar and bring it into the movie with you. This is apparently way less common in the USA unless you're going to a particularly fancy type of cinema. And it got me thinking why that is. Because again, revenue. Like American businesses like revenue, right? But it did make me think about what a place would have to do to compete. Maybe it has something to do with the legal drinking age being higher, or maybe it has to do with all the different licenses in different states. And if you were part of a franchise, it would be harder to roll that.
Yeah, it probably has to do with licensing.
Probably.
Getting that liquor license and stuff like that.
Yeah, but another thing, usually in those places when they have the alcohol, they have other things that you don't normally get, like coffee, like different types of food. They have all, normally you got popcorn, pretzels, hot dogs, some chips, some nachos.
Yeah, so she's right. It's at the fancier.
Yeah. But I think that started to come in pretty recently too.
Yeah, that's true.
Out, like licensing laws. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you, again, have better insight than me. Let me know below in comments what you think the reason alcohol is not so common in American cinemas. The next huge difference is ratings and censorship. So you might be allowed to watch a film in America or in Europe, but not vice versa. You fly there, you can't watch it. Each country in Europe has its own separate rating system assigned by their film board. We also have different criteria and age restrictions for who can and cannot watch movies. So the American Motion Pictures Association assigns the age restrictions in the United States, but in different regions throughout Europe, those ratings are completely different. In Europe, we have things like U for Universal, 12A, which means you can watch the movie at the age of 12 unless a parent or guardian is there. Every country has its own tier system, and literally I went through it and every single age pops up in a different country. So
I think it's like 13 in America.
16 is one.
16 is one?
I think
17.
So. Oh, is it 17?
Yeah, 17. And
17
then 13
is for rated R movies, they call them. Because it has sex and drugs and killing or whatever.
My favorite. I love those.
Yeah. I forget the one where it's just like there's a little bit of cursing and they allow. Is it 13?
No, it's 17, girl. I think it's 17.
I thought there was one that was
like
below
an adult.
it. Yeah.
Oh, the 13?
I forget.
That's right, 17. Well, you can tell us.
Yeah.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, they're
18.
all.
So yeah, if you can't watch that film in the United States, just pop over here to Europe.
Okay.
You're allowed. You're probably also allowed to drink beer.
To alcohol!
Yeah.
The next one, oh my gosh, we could not do this list without touching on this one, could we? Food. Food, it's food. I mean, we all love food, right?
What's not to like? Custard? Good. Jam? Good. Meat? Good.
Popcorn is, of course, the go-to cinema snack. Actually, in the States, you call it movie theater. It sounds much more dramatic. But the other items on offer vary vastly throughout the regions of Europe. Of course, there's candy, and we have different brands that we like in different countries. For example, the number one joint place in Ireland is Minstrels and Maltesers. You literally have your bucket of popcorn and you put them in, and if it's Maltesers, they kind of melt among the popcorn. It's really nice.
Oh, okay. So we do popcorn and
Whoppers.
Whoppers?
Or Raisinets.
Raisinets.
Yeah.
Raisinets, which probably sounds gross to most people, like chocolate covered raisins. They don't have chocolate covered raisins here in Spain.
No.
Or don't some people put like Skittles?
Maybe. No. I don't know. That sounds weird.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
In the US, you guys prefer M&Ms and Milk Duds, and what's that one that I really like? Junior Mints. You really like Juniors in the cinema. In Spain, they love their nuts. Be mature, Dan. But they love their nuts they love their nuts in the cinema, so you can get like a wide variety of nuts.
Really?
Why is nuts a funny word? Nachos are also a huge thing we have adopted from the United States. They're so freaking messy. Who thought of nachos in the cinema?
Seriously.
They're the messiest thing.
I just had sex. I'm about to eat nachos! The greatest moment of my life!
The next big difference,
movie is that?
and you can tell me if this is a generalization or not, but in the USA, it seems to me from watching reaction videos and stuff on the internet that American audiences are much more vocal and reactive to movies in the cinema than Europeans are. I watch...
Yeah, until you get that one that won't shut up.
Yeah, I can
like talking through the whole movie.
Those videos where people were watching the Avengers, everybody was cheering. It's fun. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Like Captain America shows up for the first time and everybody's like, wah, whatever.
Yeah, that part's good. But I'm talking about the people talking about their cousin's sister's house from last weekend. Like, I'm trying to watch a movie.
People watching epic parts of movies, and you can hear American audiences go, oh my God.
That's true.
Yeah. They don't do that?
That is not a thing I've experienced in Europe, but for one
really?
time, I think. I do wish some people would shut the F up in the cinema, because that is probably the number one thing that stops me going to the cinema. People talking through the movie. Oh my gosh. And I know I talk through movies, but that's when I'm at home. I don't do it at the cinema. Like,
yeah.
Shut up.
You shut up! Shut up!
The next one is
and I don't know if she's gonna say this, but and phones. That's a big one in America. People you just see this glow of light. Someone's looking at their phone,
right,
or texting or something.
Dang, I really want to go to the movies now. We need to go.
Okay. A nice thing that I think we do in Europe, and as far as I understand it, it's not a big rolled out thing in the United States. So as well as showing trailers and national advertisements in the cinema, we also tend to get a short film, and this will be from a local or a national production company. And I just think it's a really nice thing, as a person who has worked in the industry before, it's just really nice to showcase something from your homeland and for people to just be forced to watch it. Well, basically that's what happens. You're forced to watch it. And the number one difference, and this one nearly got me in trouble, it's the fact that film posters and titles of movies can be different in Europe and the USA. Like, they can be called completely different things, but the movie posters are different too. So my primary example of this is one time I did a reaction to Spider-Man. No, it wasn't a reaction. It was a full review. I went to the cinema, I watched Spider-Man, and I did a review. And in my thumbnail, I put up the European poster for the latest Spider-Man. And in this poster was a huge spoiler. Well, I didn't think it was a spoiler, because that was the poster that we had in the part of Spain that I was in at that time. But people, like 2 people only, really, but they were like, Dan, you just spoiled the movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. I don't know why they would have done that in Europe and not in the United States. I've heard before a theory on
what they do. I mean,
wait, what?
I don't know. It's a spoiler. Never mind.
Oh, in that poster, I didn't see it fast enough to see
what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
On trailers and stuff is that they will show you the entire movie in the trailer, because it's actually more psychologically incentivizing people to watch the movie. I find that so annoying. I end up just stopping the trailer midway through, because it will tell you the end of the movie. Shout out today to a couple of special
I
people
love
from
watching.
there. Our first shout out comes from Jason Moore to his son DJ. Jason says he recently turned 14 and will be starting high school in the fall. Dad says he's so incredibly proud of the man you are becoming, and happy belated birthday to DJ. Thank
What
you
is
so
this
much,
she does?
Our second shout out today goes out to Eric, aka Stories Telling Stories, who has been moderating for me over on Twitch and doing an amazing job. He recently released some music videos. Do go check them out over on his channel. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, man, it's just amazing. Like, it's just endless, the differences. Like, I don't know why I never thought that the movie theaters would be different.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, it was fun when I found this one. It was like, oh my God, there's in every little facet of the world, of our daily lives.
So tell us, we might be, there might be something that we haven't even thought about that, I don't know, the convenience store lines or something. I don't know, whatever. Send us something you want us to react to. We'll definitely do that. All right, let's go ahead and check out some comments here. Let's start with this one here. This one here says, thanks, Diane. Really need this today. Aw, she needs some love, he or she.
Okay,
I definitely prefer subtitles. I want to hear the emotion and tone in the original actor's voice. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
All right, last one here. I remember going to day matinee as a child with my family and friends, seeing 2 movies with a cartoon or 2 in between them for practically nothing.
Oh, cute.
Theater filled with children. It was loud but fun. I remember, did you ever do this when you go to the movie theater? We used to go there and like sneak in and we'd spend the whole day there because you're only supposed to go watch one movie. I never did that. You never did that? Mm-mm. You didn't hang around the cool kids.
I was a good girl.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. All right, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, notifications, bells, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for stopping by. We will see you on the next video.
Bye.
Peace.